Hey, Fraser Tigers. Today we're going to talk about math and talk about what it means to be a mathematician. So, first of all, every single one of you is a mathematician. You use math in your everyday life, whether you know it or not. So, we're going to talk about the habits of mathematicians and what mathematicians do as we start this school year. Our main goals today is I can explain my thinking and I can decide if I agree or disagree with another mathematician. Remember, agree means you think the same thing, that you have the same kind of thinking. Disagree means you're thinking something different. And we can always, it's fine to disagree with someone or not feel the same way as long as we're respectful about it and we try to share those thoughts politely. So, we have a couple thinking stems that will help us share our thinking with other people because it's really important when we're having a math conversation that we're able to talk and share what we think. So, if we're just thinking or sharing our thinking, we have a few different thinking stems. I think, I notice, I observe, or I predict if we're just making a guess about what we think happens next. We also have thinking stems if we disagree. If we agree with someone. So I agree with blank because, so maybe your friend Jaden says something and you agree. You can say, I agree with Jaden because, and share why do you agree with them? What about their thinking makes sense to you? You could say, I also think, or I want to add on to what they're saying. And then finally, again, it's okay to disagree or not feel the same way as other students. We just want to say it in a respectful way. So if we say, I respectfully disagree with Jaden because, and then we can share why do we disagree? Why do we have a different opinion? Sometimes there's more than one right answer. So even if we disagree with their strategy or the way they came up with it, we might still agree with their answer. So today, and in the future, you're going to be doing some practice with this mathematical thinking. So you're going to go to this Jamboard. It's called Which Doesn't Belong. It is in your assignments for today. I'm just going to click here for now. But if you needed to find it, it's also under this week. This is the week of September 8th through September 11th. And here's the Tuesday assignment. And it's going to be, your assignment is going to be here. We're going to practice doing an assignment today. So this is called a Jamboard, and at the has the title at the top. If there's more than one slide, it'll show it at the top, but this only has one because it says 1 out of 1. There's only one slide. It always read the directions at the top and see what you're supposed to do. This direction says which doesn't belong. Write your reasoning on a post-it. So there are 4 different images. And those images have labels. So A goes with this dog, B goes with this dog, C goes with this dog, and D goes with this dog. So your job is to either write what you think or respond to what another student has written. Now, right now, no students have written yet what they think. So we're going to start with writing what we think. So in order to write, you're going to click the post-it note icon and it's going to say sticky note. And the good fun thing about this is that you can choose which color sticky note you want. I would like blue today. And you're going to see this flashing space bar. That means that you're ready to write. So I'm going to write, I think, and you can move this, or actually, I'm going to make my decision before because you can't see. I'm going to go with B. So I'm going to write, excuse that, that's my dogs playing. I think B doesn't, and I should be able to spell doesn't because it's right up here, belong because it has spots. And I'm going to make sure I put my period at the end of my sentence. And I'm going to put my name. Because if I don't put my name, then when we're looking at these later, I won't know who's completed it and I won't know who's thinking I'm seeing. And then I'm going to press save. Notice at the bottom that there's this blue bar as I type. If I just keep typing, so let's say, and I think, you're going to notice as I type, it gets more and more filled up. If you type so much on the post-it note that it fills up, then you have run out of room. So if you run out of room, that's okay. You can just do another post-it note. but it will only let you write a certain amount on this. I'm going to press save, and it's going to keep this up in case I want to write another post-it note. I don't want to write another post-it note, so I'm going to press cancel. I can move this around, so if it for some reason pops up right on top of the image, I can move it around, and I can also make it a little bigger. So now it says, I think B doesn't belong because it has spots. That is a thinking. That is just writing what we think. Let's say that another student comes on and they agree. They also think that B doesn't belong because spots. So this student can again click the sticky note. Maybe they want pink, and they could write, I agree with Miss Warren because only one dog doesn't, or only one dog has spots. And then they can put their name. Again, they're going to reread it. They're going to make sure they have my name spelled correctly because it's right here. Any words that are here, they're going to try to spell correctly. Otherwise, spelling is not a big deal, and they're going to save. Again, they're only going to write one sticky note for now so they can cancel. It's kind of gotten on top of mine so they can move it so that it's right underneath. So that's an example of agreeing with someone. Finally, maybe a student comes on and wants to disagree. They have a different opinion. So they might say they think it's C. So I'm going to have them do a yellow post-it note. I disagree with Miss Warren. I think C doesn't belong because it is smaller than the other dogs. Oop. And then I'm going to put a period at the end of my sentence. And then again, make sure you put your name. And again, you can see I wrote a little bit more on this post-it note, so that blue bar has gone a little farther on this one. If I kept typing and it fills up, that means I've run out of room. I'm going to save. I don't want to write any more post-it notes, so I'm going to cancel. Again, it's kind of landed on top of someone else's, so I'm going to move it. And I'm responding to Miss Warren, so I'm probably going to put it under Miss Warren. And that's an example of disagreeing. When you're done with the Jamboard, you don't have to press any other buttons like save or submit. Once you've written your post-it note and it has your name and you can see that it's shown up and you've made sure it's in a space where it's not on top of someone else's, you are finished. I always encourage you to read the thinking of your other classmates, but you don't have to press any kind of submit or anything like that. So that is how you're going to complete your assignment today, and you're going to be doing a different Jamboard. But that's how you're going to complete your assignment today. If you have any questions, as usual, feel free to reach out to me or Ms. Barrow Carpenter. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.